Hi there, this is Catch Up on the News with Mary Gift Sunday. Some trending headlines today brought to you in 5 minutes. Let's start off with this. Ghana becomes first country to approve world changer malaria vaccine. Track that from the Vanguard. Subsidy palliative. Nigerians to share $747 million. Logistics gulp $53 million. Federal government, states spent 50 billion out of 400 billion approved for poverty reduction. That is Sule speaking. CSOs want River State's account audited over Melaye's allegation against Wike. And the drama continues. Remember Wike in your prayers. Daily Momodu begs Nigerians. Interesting. Nigeria needs your talents. Group asks Atiku Obi not to go into exile. Many Nigerians feel deeply cheated by INEC, says Chimamanda Adichie. Lagos polls, my life is in danger. This is ex-deputy governor of Lagos State, Ojikutu speaking. Stop announcing your moves. Senate spokesperson cautions DSS, law enforcement agencies. CISLAC tasks incoming government on manufacturing, agribusiness, borrowings, PIA, others. And finally, airstrikes neutralize fleeing bandits in Benin Gwari local government. This is the Kaduna government speaking. It's about time. Now for your consideration. Subsidy palliative. Nigerians to share $747 million. Logistics gulp $53 million. The Federal Ministry of Finance, Budget and National Planning is expected to spend $53 million on hiring staffers, office administration, committee overheads and other logistics such as training and workshops out of the $800 million the federal government has secured from the World Bank to mitigate the effects of petrol subsidy removal on vulnerable Nigerians. An agreement signed between the Ministry of Finance, Budget and National Planning and the International Development Association, the concessional lending arm of the World Bank Group, spells out how the money will be expended to execute activities that would make the project implementation seamless. In line with the executed document, $747 million or 93% of the total sum will be disbursed to beneficiaries, while the balance will go into federal and state bureaucracies and logistics to be set up to the satisfaction of the IDA. The agreement says the federal government will establish a National Social Safety Net Coordinating Office, NASCO, which means doing away with officials of the Federal Ministry of Humanitarian Affairs already trained to carry out such tasks. The Minister of Humanitarian Affairs presides over NASCO National Management Team. The loan conditionality leans heavily on logistics in the implementation phase, with the National Cash Transfer Office in place throughout the implementation, with functions and resources satisfactory to the association, the lender, and with staff in adequate numbers, plus terms of reference, qualifications, integrity, and experience satisfactory to the association. That was just to give you a background to the story. Now the question, is this a case of distrust? If the agreement clearly says the federal government will establish a National Social Safety Net Coordinating Office, doing away with officials of the Federal Ministry of Humanitarian Affairs who are already trained to carry out such tasks, why can't we use the same people from the Ministry of Humanitarian Affairs who are already trained? Why do we have to pay for others to do the job? At this juncture, where our economy appears to be in dire straits, shouldn't we be thinking about optimization, maximization of resources, and minimization of costs? If we take a closer look, do we really need to spend $53 million on logistics? Now think about Nigeria's current debt burden of over 46 trillion naira, and you want to ask if this is not a case of humanitarian support from the World Bank, and Nigeria probably has to pay back $800 million, close to $1 trillion. Shouldn't we spend this money shrewdly? National Cash Transfer Office in place throughout the implementation phase of this subsidy palliative is one of the conditions by the lender. Are you of the opinion we should be taking cash transfers to the poor and vulnerable? By the way, who are the poor and vulnerable? Or should the government be looking at better ways of utilizing these funds, e.g., better road networks, subsidy on transportation, state-owned transport, rail, etc.? Oh dear, I'm almost out of time. And to this other story, federal government, states spent 50 billion out of 400 billion approved for poverty reduction. You want to ask, How has this 50 billion been spent? Is it too much to ask for accountability from our government? Or do you know someone who has been a beneficiary of this 50 billion? Leave your comments in the comment section. Track the other stories from the papers. That's about as much as I can take on Catch Up on the News with Mary Gift Sunday. Make it a date with me tomorrow night. Keep it locked.